What's up, everyone? I'm here to answer your questions about the show. You can ask new kids questions if you want to, workout questions, whatever. Just here to connect with everybody. So let's kick it off with the first person. Who do we got? Who do we got?
Hi, Danny.
What's up, Heather? How are you?
I'm doing good. It's actually my boy's 15th birthday party. I have twin boys, so I snuck out to talk to you for a little bit.
Tell them happy birthday.
Thanks. My first question is, what is one thing that the pandemic has caused you to change in your life that you think that you'll continue to do once it's over?
Don't think I'll be going back to like a regular gym. I'll still go to my boxing gym, but I think with what I've accumulated over the past 8-9 months in my garage is, it's going to be good enough for me. So I probably won't be going back to a gym unless, we're out on the road. Of course, I go to gyms in every city. So, yeah. But here, I think I'll just stick with my garage.
Okay, that's awesome. Do you have quotes or mottos or anything that you follow to kind of keep you motivated?
I do, but, it seems like these days we're flooded with them. So I kind of like to keep the ones that work for me to myself because sometimes broadcasting them dilutes it. Okay. And a lot of people can be strange sometimes on social media. Like people put up these quotes and stuff, but do they actually live by it?
Right.
The things that I've kept close to me, I try to live by them for sure, but I'm not really putting it out there because, it's for me. And then when you start broadcasting stuff, it's like, you got to live up to those things. So I try to keep it simple and keep it for myself.
Yeah, that's kind of what my motto has always been. I know a lot of people come up with like things for the new year to live by, one simple word or something like that. So
yeah, like right now there's it's the end of the year, screw 2020, but
right.
Nothing's going to change for the next few months. So like,
yeah,
it's still 2021's not going to kick off and be great. It's just going to be a lot of the same. So the year, I try to look at things and look at the good things that have come out of the last year and try to look at it in a positive way. And so, I'm not really, the changing of the year isn't really going to help this situation we're all going through at all.
Right. I've been in the same situation. I mean, I'm one of those people that are guilty of every year waiting for the new year, making some resolution, following it for a little bit, falling back, kind of being in that. But, I kind of had to stay, kind of taking stuff from Donnie, really talking about staying positive and making changes now, and made a lot of changes in my life that are going somewhere good. And I'm hoping to get to Fenway and back on that cruise that I was supposed to be on, and, all the good things eventually come back.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't find the time to make changes in your life during a pandemic,
right?
I don't know why all of a sudden you're going to make a New Year's resolution. I never make them. I don't do it. I try to just be better, consistent,
exactly.
Better myself all the time. And that not just physically or, my health, but just also mentally, always trying to be better. I never make resolutions. That's the worst thing because you're just saying something and it's the biggest time for like gyms. They're, January and February, they get, they get overloaded, and then people just stop going when it gets into, March and April. And, I've never done that. It's just, taking care of yourself, your body, and eating right is just all about habit and consistency and every day doing it.
Yeah, and everything you're showing us, you're just living proof. You're doing everything that a lot of people resolve to do in a new year. So it's pretty cool to see that you're not just saying it. You are doing it, and you put your family first, and doing the healthy cooking and everything that you do. Your family is awesome, and then you doing all these lives and all the things that you've done for us, and getting to know you a little bit better and find out your sense of humor and things like that. It's been a lot of fun. So we appreciate it.
Well, thank you. That's sometimes the downside of being in a group with 4 other guys. A lot of times I just keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
there's 5 of us, and when we're on TV and doing interviews, there's no point in all of us trying to talk over each other and
Right.
all that stuff. So I kind of, I roll with the, I'm a team player, so I just roll with that. But when I'm doing my own stuff, of course I'm gonna just be myself and enjoy it. And with the show, it's been for me just a lot of fun to like let you guys into that side of my life, and I've wanted to do it for a while. So I'm just happy that I got the ball rolling.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a light. It's gave us something to look forward to through all this. And I feel like even as a fan base, it's like the Blockhead family and the sisters, and everybody's kind of been there for each other and been able to support each other. So, I mean, it's just been amazing.
Yeah, it's been really, for me, there's been so many positive things, because even look at Remember Betty, we've kept that going through ideas from you guys, honestly. Like the virtual charity events we've done, they didn't come from me. They came from other people that are involved with Remember Betty. So that's another example of like a positive thing, how we kept, raising money through all this. And, I just, definitely going to continue doing it into the new year.
One other suggestion, hang on to that Santa tank top, because that was pretty good one. That was probably my favorite. I know you don't keep them around for long, but that one you got to keep in circulation.
Yeah, I mean, but then if I wear it again, someone's going to make a comment. You wore that last year.
We won't mind, I promise.
Okay. All right, I'll keep it.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you. Is it Larissa?
Larissa,
sorry, Larissa. How are you?
It's all right. It's all good. Very few people get it right the first try.
All good.
Yeah. My question was, what was a meal or recipe that you had tried to replicate that turned out so bad you had to throw the whole thing out?
That's happened to me a few times, not like recently, but maybe like when I was first on my own with my son. I had moved out of Dorchester to Milton, which is basically, 10 minutes from Dorchester. And I think I was like, I was just trying to make like an egg white omelet. And I think I had the pan too hot, and I was like sauteing some onions and they were burning. And then I added the eggs, and I just took it and threw it right in the trash, and then probably ate some oatmeal. But, it happens when you're not, totally focused and like kind of paying attention. And, especially with baking, you got to be paying attention, because you can screw things up pretty quick.
Yeah, I just did that with your coffee cake recipe. I missed a step in there. So,
I mean, I haven't messed that one up, but I saw my mom mess it up one time, but she dropped a coffee mug right when she took it out the oven, and she dropped the coffee mug in it. And she got so mad. Like, you hardly ever saw my mom get mad, ever. Mm-hmm. She got so mad just like at herself. She just threw it out and made a whole nother one.
Well, the one I made was still edible. It's gone. So nobody complained.
That is pretty good. It's gone.
Yeah. So was there anything that you tried that didn't work out that you retried and is now good?
I don't know about that, but there's definitely some things that I've surprised myself with making. Like my mother's butterball cookies. I had never made those before. And I was kind of nervous because I remember how good they were. But just the recipe's so simple. I'm like, is it really this simple? Like, I was kind of psyching myself out. But that's one that like I surprised myself because they came out just like my mom's.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Who's next? Yikes! Yikes!
Hi.
How you feeling?
I'm doing good. You?
I'm good. Hair's coming back.
Yeah, it's like an Indo-Afro thing happening right now, so it's like very uneven. So I'm just trying to wear hats like to flatten it out.
It's all good. Looks good.
Thank you. All right, so I have a couple of questions, obviously. First one is, I think I thought of this because it's related to like mixtape and all that. What is one trend from the 80s and 90s that you wouldn't mind seeing make a comeback? And what's one that needs to stay dead and gone?
Oh, boy. Jesus. One that I would like back. I mean, they brought breakdancing to the Olympics, so
yeah, I actually thought of you when they finally announced it.
yeah. That's a strange one, but there's a lot of strange events in the Olympics, so I mean, why not breakdancing? The things that I want to keep back there is like all our haircuts, all of the new kids, all our haircuts, the rat tails, the mullets, the MC Hammer pants. I mean, I guess the stuff that the trends, I don't know. Some of the movies from the 80s were just better stories. I mean, there's still a lot of great movies that come out, but like kind of like those teenage movies like Breakfast Club and 16 Candles and all that.
Right. A lot of the John Hughes stuff.
Yeah. We had so many good ones in the 80s. And now you get a good one every couple years or so. And now they're usually rated R, so they're more raunchy, like Booksmart and The Good Boys and Superbad and like those movies. So maybe some movies that were, like that are more like PG-13 for younger kids, but not so raunchy.
Well, you're seeing a lot of that now, like Saved by the Bell and Punky Brewster. They're being rebooted for Peacock for one of the streaming services. It's like,
yeah, but they're trying to be full of house. You know what I mean? Like they're all trying to duplicate their success.
Yeah.
And it's similar to what we did getting back together. It's, there's a lot of other groups that are trying to duplicate that success, but they're copying Full of House for sure.
Yeah, which actually leads into my next question. From all the photo shoots you've done, describe one outfit that sticks up from the rest for whatever reason.
Recently or back in the day?
Anytime. Like, there's like, because you've done so many, but, we've seen in pictures in like Teen Beat and Bop, and it's from the same photo shoot you've done. So what's one outfit that you can describe that we would probably think, okay, I know which one he's talking about just by your description of it, that just sticks out for you?
Probably in the Lynn Goldsmith book, which was the big coffee table book we had back in the day, is I did it as a joke. Like I had on like striped pants and a polka dot shirt, and a big hat, but it was a complete joke. Like I was just kind of clowning the stylist that was there. Like, but then she ends up taking pictures of me and like some pictures of me and Donnie, and we were just goofing around.
Right.
And, in the end, I kind of liked it. I was like, nah, it's cool. Let's put a couple of those in the book. And I think like this time around, I think the ad we did for the first package tour when we all had tuxedo suits on is one of the ones, it had that kind of James Bond look. That was, to me, like, we not really going to look much better than that, the five of us. So I have that one hanging up downstairs in my room with all the new kids stuff because I love that picture.
Okay. What's one favorite spot in Miami that you enjoy that isn't well known? It's kind of like off the beaten path.
I go to this Japanese restaurant called Makoto. It's in the it's in a mall like that's pretty close to where I live. But it's not like that well known in Miami. I mean, probably in my area people know it, but not like, because it's away from South Beach. So that's one of my favorite restaurants that I go to. My kids love it. And, before the pandemic, that would be like our spot to go out and celebrate.
Okay. Next one. Now that we know that Donnie's going to be appearing on the show soon, what's your favorite dish that his mom cooked that you loved?
I think like I back in the day I ate dinner at the house for sure. I mean, I remember like Donnie's dad made really good breakfast. Like, and it, in my house there was so many of us, and this is when Donnie's dad and Alma, they were either divorced or separated at the time. They were living in different houses. So it was just like me, Donnie, and maybe Paul was living there. And he would make us breakfast. It was like steak and eggs, which I never had that at my house. It was like cereal or oatmeal or nothing. And so his dad actually was a really good cook. But Alma, she made her chop suey one time. And it's just like ground meat and like tomatoes and
Make macaroni, I think.
yeah, macaroni. And I was like, what did Chop Suey? What? I don't even know how they called it that. But it was delicious. I mean, she was a really good cook too.
Would you cook that on the show?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
substitute for the ground beef or turkey, probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like whenever I use ground turkey or ground chicken, you can use ground beef or ground pork or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I could make that. I would probably have to try to call Paul and get the recipe. Yeah. But I'd love to because she was a really good cook.
Okay. My last question for today is, what is the most random item you would stock up when you go to Target or Costco or like a grocery run?
Toilet bowl cleaner.
Toilet bowl cleaner. Okay.
Yeah, gotta keep the toilet bowls clean, man.
Well, especially now.
Yeah, don't want no dirty toilet bowls. I mean, I got a number of bathrooms in this house, so it mostly Target for me was like cleaning supplies.
Okay.
You know, just a lot of, but yeah, toilet bowl cleaner. Gotta have it. Keep the bowl clean.
All right, I think that's all the questions I got this time. So it was nice seeing you. Happy New Year. Hopefully I make it to Fenway because I have to still figure that out. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Happy New Year.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Who's up next?
I have a few questions that I'm going to pull that were in emails. Some of the girls either couldn't make it or we just pulled some, fun ones. Yeah. Okay, as a grandpa, what are you looking forward to doing with your grandchildren as they get older?
Not gonna lie, I don't want to do the Disney World thing and all that. I don't want anything to do with that. I did it with my kids. I will pass. I hate Mickey Mouse. I hate that place.
Mickey Mouse.
I hate it. Listen, it's like music or TV or movies. We all have different things we like. I don't like Mickey Mouse. I don't like that place. I don't like standing in line that long to get on some stupid teacup ride with my kids. Plus, the teacups make me sick. Anything that goes like this, I can't do. I can't do it. Even the little teacups, I can't do.
So the teacups make you angry.
So the teacups make me sick, and then I'm angry after I recover from being sick. I'm good on a roller coaster, anything, but if it goes like this, terrible. So I won't be doing that with my grandchildren, but I'll take them, maybe I take them on their first trip to Europe, or I take them to Hawaii, or, I take them to the movies. I think the movies would be like one of my things to do with them.
So you're telling me, though, that if they asked you to go to Disney, you'd say no. You'd be that stubborn about it. You wouldn't go.
I don't think they would ask me because their parents are going to take them anyway.
Well, what if they wanted you to go?
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, exactly. So if she's looking at you going, hey, will you go to Disney? You're going to say no? Exactly.
No, I might. I don't. That's a tough pill to swallow, man.
I just don't know how you hate Mickey Mouse.
Okay. First of all, Mickey Mouse is stupid. All them characters are stupid. Goofy, wow. Pluto, Minnie Mouse.
So now you hate a dog.
Huh?
So now you hate a dog. What did Pluto do to you?
No. I love dogs. I don't like that one because it's a dude in a suit walking around in the hot summer of Orlando. So no, I will. Man, listen. We did all those grad nights back in the day. That was enough of Disney for me, and I still took my kids. I'm done with it. That place could. I don't even want to say what I was going to say.
I can't with you. Okay, let's see here. What got you into breakdancing, and have you ever been injured doing it?
I mean, what's beeping?
Probably my computer.
Anyway, yes. What got me into breakdancing just is probably my love for the arts when I was young, just singing and dancing in general. I mean, I remember specifically like me and Donnie going to dances. And this is even before I could break dance and like dancing with girls. And, me and him always kind of had rhythm and could dance. So it just probably comes from that. And yes, I've been injured, and I was injured actually when we were touring those first early years, I pulled my whole like inner thigh muscle, like the groinal area. I mean, it was black and blue from the balls to my knee. It was gross. It was bad. And I had to get like treatment in every city, you know, from some of the trainers for the teams in the arenas we were playing. It was pretty bad.
Let's see. Okay. And one more before I pull on one of the other girls. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
To fly.
That was confident. Why,
yeah, man.
That above everything else?
Yeah, because then I could just go wherever I want to go. I don't have to get on a plane. I could just go.
How'd that go again? Okay.
I would just be like off my balcony right here. I'm in Boston. Visiting my dad 10 minutes later.
So not only do you fly, but you're like faster than an airplane.
Yes, I fly like Superman. He could go like around the whole globe like this, you know, the whole earth. So I'd be, of course, if it's a superpower, obviously can go faster than a plane.
Then why wouldn't you want to just snap your fingers and be somewhere else?
That's not a superpower.
It is a superpower.
Oh yeah, what's the dude? The blue dude in the X-Men could do that, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather be able to fly.
You just like to fly?
Yeah, because then you could just like kind of casually, like I went to the boxing gym this morning. I could have flew there. And took my time flying over there, like just a little 5-minute flight.
So why does it take you 5 minutes to get to the boxing gym, but 10 minutes to Boston?
Because I don't need to get there that fast. I can just go and just float and like enjoy the breeze and see all the people that are out and about with their masks on and hanging out. Going to Boston, I want to get there quick. I could visit Donnie in Chicago. Boom.
Wow. Okay, well, that was a good answer.
Like
all right.
Superman. I mean, that's the point of a superpower, right? That it's like one of the superheroes.
Yeah.
I don't want to fly like slow.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I want to be fast.
Okay, so you want to fly fast.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to bring on one of the other girls.
Okay. Hello? Oh, good Lord.
Wait a minute. What do you mean, good Lord?
Listen.
Honey, you have to understand what I'm going through for you.
No.
I'm just outside Nashville, and our communication systems are still kind of iffy. I'm sitting in the back of my library. It's 40 degrees out here, man, and I'm here just for you.
Right, but that was your choice to do this.
But it's because I am so devoted to you.
Right,
and
but I mean, because you got on here and I'm thinking about the mystery meat questions you asked me on Twitter. So I'm thinking like about that, like you were like, so don't ask me any questions about meat.
Here's the thing. Since they don't know what we were talking about, when we say mystery meat, it's just going to freak them out. So let's just not even, you didn't even have to bring that up, dude. You didn't.
Well,
you didn't.
You know, that's what I thought of when you popped on here.
You saw Joyce and said mystery meat.
Yeah, like spam.
Okay, I'll go with that. Well, look, I've got my tablet here, got my pen, and I'm making my notes that says that Danny hates Disney.
Yep.
So I've got to tell all. Okay, so anyway, it's good to see you. I have a list of questions. You know, I always ask you good questions. I got them pared down because, you know, time. Normally, it's through an organic kind of flow, but right now it's just going to be kind of, okay? You ready?
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
What is the most expensive purchase that you've made other than a home?
Probably my car. I mean,
Really? That's not, do you consider yourself thrifty?
What do you mean, like looking for bargains?
I mean, do you know how to make your money stretch? Even though you have a good little bit of money, do you invest well? You don't spend it frivolously, that kind of thing?
I would say I'm frugal.
That's good. That's good. You know how hard your money is to come by
Mhm.
and how quickly it can get away.
Yep,
And you want to leave something for your family
for sure.
and to be able to retire like you want to. Okay, that's good. And do you have like one of those really, this sounds like a really old person saying that, but a really big car? You don't have like a Maybach or one of those animal cars?
I'm not into cars. No, I have a Lexus and that's it. I mean,
Okay. And you only have one car, right?
yeah. I mean, that's the good thing about living down here in Miami. You don't need the truck. You don't need like the SUV to get through the snow.
Okay. All right. That's good. And you only have one car because you can only drive one car at a time. What's the point of having a whole bunch?
I'm not into cars anyway.
Okay. All right. Good. You're not into walking, but you ain't into cars.
I hate walking.
Okay. Now, another question. Women are always taking girls' trips. You know what I mean when I say that? Like the new kids trip.
Like the movie.
No, it ain't quite like that. My girls don't get down like that. I'm sorry. We're not doing that. But a new kids cruise is historically a girls' trip.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the idea of a boys' trip? What would a boys' trip be for you, and what boys would you take with you?
Boys trip is the new kids cruise because I get to go with one of my best friends for my whole life and I get to enjoy the whole thing like you guys do.
But it's business though. It is business because you got places to be at certain times that you can't just be like, So what if you were going on a boys trip, who would you take with you and where would you go?
I would take Donnie. I would take my brother Brett.
Okay.
My other two best friends, Mike Rakes and Peter Kenny in Boston.
Okay.
I would take one of my good friends down here, Richard.
Mm-hmm. So that's
my other friend Pablo down here, my other friend Louis down here. So 3 Miami friends, my 3 Boston friends, and my brother.
Okay.
And we would go to Rome.
Really?
We would go to Rome, enjoy the sights, enjoy the food, all have dinner together every day, with the courses of food that comes out. Then, during the day we go sightseeing, go see the Colosseum, go to the Vatican and see all that.
Really?
Yeah. Cultural.
I would not have gotten historical architectural buff from you. Not really. I like that you're opening up my idea of Danny Wood. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Time out. I've been to Egypt and walked up inside the biggest pyramid. So I love history, architecture. I love all that stuff in Europe. I mean, place is amazing. So yeah, I mean.
And there's food involved with it, which is even better. Okay, awesome. See, I was thinking it was going to be something involving strip clubs and money being thrown and things like that. I didn't know.
When have you ever heard of me going to a strip club?
The best kept secrets are the ones with your best friends where stuff don't get out.
Okay, but Miss Joyce, I have not been to a strip club since I was in my 20s, like
really?
Early 20s. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't like them. Never have. There's a lot of glitter and bad perfume, and then you get glitter on you, and you can't get it off. I mean, it's kind of like meet and greet in that way. Sometimes you get glitter on you, you can't get it off. But
right.
I was never a big strip club person.
That was not your thing.
Nah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you know what? That's kind of a double standard because you talked about the girls trip movie and that's essentially the same thing. So you think that all girls do that when we go out and do stuff?
No. I just said that because I like that movie.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't really, I don't think that's what a girls trip always is, but I love that movie. So.
Okay. All right. So when we're in meet and greet again, and I bring in a grapefruit, don't say nothing. Okay. You don't even remember.
What? No. What am I supposed to be remembering?
From girls trip?
Oh.
Dude.
Come on, man. No one's bringing a grapefruit. I mean, and that part of the movie made no sense. Like that came out of nowhere. It was funny though. Yeah.
Out of nowhere? Okay.
I mean,
all right.
the
We'll just
grapefruit
go
thing.
out of nowhere. That's good. We won't even go
Yeah.
into that. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Okay. Now, so let's see. You stay busy, but do you consider yourself driven? Do you actually have downtime? And what do? You just kind of chill on the couch? Do you daydream?
I don't think I daydream. I definitely think a lot, and like I try to make notes in my phone or on a notepad about things that I have to do. But I definitely enjoy my downtime. I get my workout in, and then I kind of plan my day out. But usually at a certain point, like after I do this, I'm just gonna kind of have some dinner, throw on a movie, and relax. So I enjoy my downtime,
Okay.
But yes, I am driven for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I admire the fact that you are I feel that you are laser focused. I think you're very goal driven, and you like to knock down those goals. I love that. I wish I was better with it. I'm not focused. I'm all over the freaking place. You may not know that about me.
May not know that about you.
Or maybe you do. I don't know.
You're just a character. I mean,
okay. All right. So what is a movie that you can watch multiple times? Like, do you have it in your DVD collection, or do people even still have DVD collections?
I actually donated all mine because now everything's, streaming, downloaded. Yeah. But some of my favorite movies are the Alien series. So I named my dog after Ripley, the character in Aliens.
Oh, that's where it came from. Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorites. And I do love movies where there's a strong female that's kicking ass. And she definitely does movies.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that you enjoy women that are so much like me. That is wonderful. Okay, let's go to our next page here. My nose is running and I'm outside. Okay. Okay. So there are a lot of women that are crazy about you.
Okay.
Do you get why we're so into you? What do you think are the two most awesome or cool things about Danny Wood? What do you think are the cool things about you?
I don't know about any of that. That's up for you guys to decide and talk about. The things I do know are the things my mother told me growing up. And my mother told me when I was, in my early 20s, when she told my whole family that I was her favorite, which was, I was like,
are you kidding me?
She just didn't care. She was like, I don't care. You're my favorite. I don't care. But she told me a lot of things. And one of the things she told me was, be careful because you're easy to love. And I still don't really. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think if you guys went through a whole day with me, you probably wouldn't be saying that by the end of the day. We're all have our faults and quirks, and I'm very much set in my ways because I've been on my own for so long. So bringing someone else in, they probably are not going to be cool with a lot of the things, the way I live my life on my own, So
there's a social media meme that says something about people that are independent and used to being able to fend for themselves are a bit harder to love because they're harder to attach to, I guess. And it's not, for me, the things that you do that may seem kind of abrasive or whatever, I love that. Just because I'm like, yeah, we talked about the difference between dogs and cats. You don't like cats because you are a cat. Dogs just love you. Dogs just love you. I am a dog. I am a large, fuzzy dog that will just get on you and hump your leg all day. You are a cat. A cat that's kind of like, I don't know about you. That's you. You're just kind of like, I can take you or leave you. That's what I get from you.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing because I'm going to make you love me. That is just it. So there you go. Anyway. Okay. Okay. Now, anyway, so are there awesome or cool things about you? What is the most awesome thing about being Danny Wood? What do you think that's good about you?
I just told you, man. I don't know, man. That's up to you guys to talk about. I don't know.
Okay, ladies of the live stream, we're going to get together in Danny's group and we'll talk about exactly what it is that we really like about him. And then we'll let you know, okay? All right, let's see. So,
Thank you.
Okay. A lot of large families go on car trips to different places. Did you all ever do that as a family when you were a kid? And have you done that with your kids? What's the longest car ride? Not a bus, not like a tour bus, but like you, couple of kids in a car.
Probably.
What's the longest trip?
Yeah, probably just going to Orlando. I think we might have had a trip to like Pensacola, which is it's like 7-hour drive. I mean, that wasn't a big thing with my kids. Go to Orlando. I mean, with my family growing up, it was probably just like trips to Maine or New Hampshire, like not anything, like maybe 3-hour drive, not anything serious.
And nobody makes you crazy when you're driving?
My kids?
Yeah.
Nah.
Everybody rides well? Okay.
No, they're all
right.
Good.
No. When are we getting there? Are we there yet? What time will we be there? Okay.
Yeah, but now I can see. Check your own GPS on your phone.
They don't care. Mine really don't care. You can tell them, and 10 minutes later they ask again. Okay. Now, you are a very intelligent young man, and I get that you can occasionally be rather stubborn and set in your ways, definitely, and you are used to being correct in most cases. Am I right about that? You like to be right.
No, that's not. Doesn't drive me, and it's not that important.
It doesn't? Okay. Who gives you the best feedback or the most constructive criticism?
I would say Donnie and Jared. Okay. Probably the two people that like always very honest with me and upfront.
Okay. Because I think having had a career so young that went off so well, it's hard to kind of filter through the people that are just kind of butt kissing and the ones that are really being honest with you. Is that correct?
No.
Or are you discerning, pretty discerning?
That's when we were young, there was plenty of people like that around us. I mean, now when you have your own families and I've had lifelong friends, my friends basically, even my friends here in Miami, I've known them all 10 years or longer. So I mean, that's pretty easy to like have genuine people around you. I mean, I feel like the guys in my group are genuine and, we're pretty honest with each other. So I don't have anyone like that around me.
That's actually really wonderful from someone who's in your position. It really is, to know who your real people are, That's great.
Yeah, but we were raised that way too. Like our parents, all 5 of us were very blunt and honest and upfront. And, our mothers especially did not play around. So we're the same way with each other.
Okay, awesome. That's good. Now, I have a couple of friends who have questions as well. I have a question from Ms. Anastasia Beaverhausen, who asked, what is the least, well, put it this way, some place that's really like talked upon, like say Hawaii, some sort of tropical island, something like that. And you've gotten there and then you said, this isn't even all that. Why are people excited about this? Like you went someplace and you're like, this is no big, great thing.
I mean, for me, that's probably
overhyped.
Vegas. It's probably Vegas for me. I don't like that place. So
you're not a gambler. It's 900 degrees all the time.
Yeah, don't like the clubs, don't like the party, and don't drink really,
Rarely. Okay. And then we have our friend, Miss Katie Rose, also known as Woodshed. Yeah.
Right.
She asked, and this was actually touching. So you've shared a lot of your mom's recipes and of course you've passed them down to your kids. How rewarding is it to see a lot of these recipes that you're sharing now appear on the tables and then the timelines of the new kid fans? And they're saying, oh, this is Betty's chicken divan. This is Miss Betty's butterballs. I call them Danny's butterballs, but you know, Miss Betty's butterballs.
Right. I mean,
is that really rewarding for you?
Of course. I mean, it's always been rewarding to share with my own kids, but then to be able to share it with you guys, and then you guys are baking the stuff at home, and especially for the holidays, I've gotten a lot of pictures, and you know, I mean, it's probably what my mom would have wanted. You know, she would have wanted to share those recipes with as many people as possible. You know, and you know,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, and in the end, you know, this will all be, you know, documented and shared, and you know, we can all share it with our kids, and you know, it'll, you know, hopefully some people make these traditions like I do in my house. So you know, it's very rewarding and satisfying.
Okay. So you meet a lot of people. I mean, on an average basis, you meet a lot of people. What are your go-to questions for asking people that you want to get to know better? What do you ask people if you want to learn more about them?
I mean, I keep it basic, you know, like, what do you do for a living? Where you originally from? You know, how many brothers and sisters you got? You know, your parents still around? Got kids? Like, I keep it kind of basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good. All right. Now let's go. I've got two more. One, you were a really big BlackBerry person back in the day, right? The BlackBerry phone. And you know, there's a new BlackBerry coming out, right? What phone are you rocking right now? And are you all an Android or an iPhone family?
We're iPhone family.
Are you? Well,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what does that mean? The phone doesn't define a person.
Okay. Have you lost any phones?
No.
I hear people lose phones and I'm like, how do you do that? Your kids lose them?
I mean, I can understand it. Like when we're traveling, guys have lost their phones or left it behind. It's completely understandable when you're in a different city every day. But I don't get it when you're, you know, just a regular life, like where you leave your phone.
Okay. So, and my last approved question, we had talked previously about your treasured appliances that you have. One of them is your KitchenAid mixer. And I've got a question. Does it sound like it's supposed to? Does that sound off to you? Or does it sound like it's supposed to? It sounds like it's supposed to?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wasn't sure. Okay. So you also mentioned that in your kitchen, one of your prized appliances is your coffee maker. How do you take your coffee? With cream and sugar or black like a serial killer?
I take it black with a few Splendas like a serial killer.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know if the serial killers add sugar or Splenda. I think they like that bitter desperation coffee, hot bean water.
Hold on. I think you just made that up though. Like, how does coffee and a serial killer, have we learned how any actual serial killers take their coffee? I need a documented example of like Ted Bundy. How do you take his coffee?
You know what? I've got Google and I'll find out and let you know. But I'm going to say that just going with their cold black hearts, hot black coffee.
I don't think they go together really.
Okay. We'll agree that you're wrong. So that's good. Salud.
Like, I have been known to be wrong, so maybe I am. But I need a documented serial killer and how they take their coffee. And you need more than one, because then you can't just take one and say that's all of them.
Okay. All right. I'll look them up and I'll message you. It'll be good.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you, Miss Joyce.
What's up?
I'm exhausted from that.
All right, I have some good ones I'm going to put up. Hold on. Okay, what was Rose's favorite Christmas gift this year?
Oh boy, everything. I mean,
She got so many.
yeah, I would. She's right now like into the Legos a lot, the big Lego blocks. But she has a whole kitchen set up, and she's always like fake washing her hands by the little sink and putting stuff in the cabinets. And one gift came today that was late. She has a little vacuum cleaner, so we'll see how she likes that. She's like a broom and a mop, and she loves those. But basically everything that's there, she's like in her play area, she's really into. So it's really cool to see because she's like a year and a half, and she's independently playing on her own all the time. So that's kind of the really cool thing about her, just to kind of watch her just randomly playing with anything in there.
Yeah, she likes her little space.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say it's little, it's a whole room.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I like it though. All right, let's see here. What words of wisdom do you have for the Blockhead family going into 2021?
None. I have none words of wisdom for anybody because we're still going to be in this pandemic, until the vaccine starts really getting around to regular people, not just people working in hospitals and the elderly. It's still going to be a lot of the same. So, just be prepared for the next few months, at least until the springtime. We're still going to be kind of doing the same thing. But, there's definitely good times on the horizon for sure. But I think it's going to be more like the summer. So hopefully that means Fenway, happens.
Got to keep our fingers crossed. Okay, let's see. Do you consider yourself a role model?
Oh, man.
Maybe.
I think when you say I'm a role model, it kind of defeats the purpose of being a role model. It's kind of like people, people decide that on their own. You know what I mean? And I think in general, parents should be the role models, not maybe somebody like me.
So maybe you're a role model to your kids.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm speaking in general to the Blockhead family, the parents should be the role models.
All right, let's see here. Where do you get your Boston shirts and tanks from?
I scour the internet and just get stuff that I like. This is a Aerosmith shirt. Some more Boston boys. Yeah, I mean, I love where I'm from, but I love where I live too. I mean, but I don't like any of the sports teams here. I do not support them. I support all the Boston teams. So I scour the internet and find stuff. And I have a lot of tank tops because it's hot here and it's what I wear.
Tank tops and shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. If you could snap your fingers and become an expert at something, what would it be?
An expert at something. I mean, I don't know.
Thing.
I know, but these questions are weird because I like my life, so I don't really want to be an expert on anything. I don't want that added stress to everyone asking me whatever I'm the expert in. So,
there's got to be.
I got nothing. I don't know. I got nothing.
You'll think of something.
Sorry, Terry. Good
All
question,
right.
but I got nothing for you.
All right, we got 2 more girls. I'm going to add them to the stream. Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Star. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. That was Utah last year, June 6th. Last time I was able to go to a concert. Yeah, I'm in Canada and I'm in Western Canada. So you guys normally don't come to Western Canada, just really far Eastern Canada. So I always travel to the States to see you guys, Vegas, LA, Utah. So I make a trip of it. But supposed to go to Fenway, but Air Canada says they don't think the border's going to be open. So I'm kind of sad about that. So
it's too far away to know. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. And fun fact, when you're trying to get tickets to the new kids, you buy two, you can get way closer than if you want to go alone like I do. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So hoping to get to Fenway, but until the border opens, the vaccine comes out and all that sort of stuff, we're kind of on lockdown over here. So yeah, but nonetheless, so I had a couple questions, not really new kids questions because I absolutely read everything. I've been a fan since '88, so I've read everything and I'm on your live stream all the time. But I have a quick story about the rat tail though. So when I was younger, teenager, I had hair like way down past my butt, way down. You guys come on the scene, everybody has a rat tail. I go away for the weekend, come back home, my hair's all cut off. I have a really long rat tail because Danny's got a rat tail. I got grounded for a week. My mom took all my new kids memorabilia, my tapes, my ghetto blaster, everything for like a week. So worth it. It was fine. But
I apologize. I'm sorry that I influenced you that way. You were probably young and very impressionable. So I apologize. And
I had a rat tail like to my knees though. It was pretty cool.
Well, congrats on that, but they're terrible. It's a terrible look. It was terrible on me and Jordan. And
Donnie had one. It was you know what? Everybody had one back in the day. It was really I got cooler.
No, they weren't cool. Even at the time, they weren't cool.
Yeah, I know, but I got in a lot of trouble for that. A lot of trouble. So some questions I had. If you came with a warning label, what would it say?
I guess warning, this dude is set in his ways, so don't try to change him. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing.
I think people like challenges though, so I don't know if that would scare them off.
Yeah, but that ain't a challenge you're gonna win. I mean, it's just been too long for me on my own.
Maybe you just haven't met the right person to compromise with.
No. It's not that. It's just that's the way it is. Deal with it or screw.
Okay. Fair. That's fair. Okay. What is the one song that describes who you are? If I knew nothing about you and I'm like, okay, what song describes you? And I would know everything about you or things about you.
One of my songs or any song?
Any song.
I mean, that's a tough one. It's a really good question, but it's hard to like pick a song that like defines you.
It could possibly about you. I actually listened to a song many years ago. It's called A Song for Your Mama, I think, from Boys to Men. Don't know if you know it. And I immediately think of you every time I hear that song, just because anytime you're anywhere doing anything and anybody asks you about your accomplishments, your mom is the first person that comes up. She always gets the gratitude and everything. So it doesn't necessarily describe you as a person. It just describes why you are who you are. So,
it's this one is. I mean, I don't really know what it means or anything, but Donnie told this story on the live stream together that we all got jukeboxes from the record company when we were younger. In the jukebox was some Tears for Fears songs, but there was this one song called Woman in Chains. And it's one of my favorite 80s songs, and my mother loved it. I mean, we used to play it all the time in the jukebox. So that's a song that kind of would bring me back to like that time and thinking of her. And it's a really beautiful song. It's Tears for Fears with, I forget the name of the girl that sings on it, but it's a great record. And it would, probably sum up that time period in my life and being around my mom and still living on Adams Street in Dorchester.
Yeah, no, I'm going to add it to my playlist. I don't even know it, so that'll be good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you. And what is one thing that you've done that you would never do again? Not Disneyland. That is, besides Disneyland, I actually didn't know that before today, but I feel you.
I mean, some of the roller coasters I've been on were really crazy, like where your feet are dangling, you're doing loops and stuff. I don't know if I would do all that again. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
But I've been scuba diving and snorkeling all over the world, and most of those things I would do again. So there's not many things. I've never really been irrational and done I've never jumped out of a plane. I bungee jumped, but I've never jumped out of a plane. So I mean, I think most of the things I've done, I would still do again.
Yeah, I'm not. I like my feet planted. I'm not. I'm not very good at anything.
Me too, in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done a few things, but I've jumped off a quarry when we were young. There used to be this place called the Quincy Quarries. It's a golf course now, but we used to jump into the quarries.
Oh,
It's actually
wow.
in the movie Gone Baby Gone. The scene at the Quincy Quarries in there, and that's where me, Donnie, and Jordan used to jump there.
I can't do it. Like, I just can't even bring myself to be that close to the edge. Even like the CN Tower in Toronto, I go there and I just wait on the ground. I'm like, I'm not doing any of those things. But I would love, like, talking about superpowers, I would love to have a superpower where I'm not fearful of those things. But to thought about going underwater or going in the air, I'm like, besides a plane, I'm like, I don't know where it comes from, but I'm afraid of everything.
Yeah, but you can snorkel. Like, that's just, you don't have to be in deep water. You can just be off the beach and do it.
Maybe, like, if I ever did a beach vacation, maybe, yeah. But I'm just like not a big fan underwater. Even pools, I'm like, I don't know. But I'm trying to do more things. But as I become an adult, I'm like scared of everything.
What's gonna happen in a pool?
I don't. I know. I'm completely insane. I know, but I just don't like it underwater. Like, I don't want to open my eyes. Like, what if there's something there? Like, I'm terrified of snakes to the point where I pass out if I see one. Doesn't matter how close it is. Like, even on movies, I'm really afraid. So if I saw an eel underneath the water and mistaken it for, like, I'm drowning. I'm like,
you sound like you're afraid of being afraid.
Yes. I am terrified of being afraid. You're right. I'm like trying new things. Like, you could probably convince me to do anything, but the normal person, I'm not doing it. I'm not even eating cheese for you. I'm not doing it. I'm like, I'm not. So, but yeah, you're right. I never ever thought of it that way, of just being afraid of being afraid. But oh my goodness, yeah. Well, how do I work that out?
Well, you take one thing, and maybe with a friend or someone, and you kind of conquer that fear. Like, do you like horror movies?
Like this? I enjoy them, but I'm afraid of them.
But that doesn't count, though, because if you can watch them, it needs to be something that you're really afraid of doing, but isn't that ridiculous? Like, the snorkeling thing is easy. You can walk off the beach.
Yes.
Put on the mask and the snorkel and just kind of go. And you can still stand up, and you're not really in deep water. So that might be one that's kind of easy to do. And it's not scuba diving. You're not underwater. You're just floating on the top.
I did try that before, not scuba diving, but I don't snorkeling. Yes, I tried. I'm going to get on a roller coaster. So my kids were like, oh God, 20 years ago, they were like 5 years old at that time. So we're at the West Edmonton Mall, and I'm going to get on this kids roller coaster. I'm a grown ass adult at that point. This is where I'm starting.
Right.
Well, I cried so much they had to stop the ride so that my dumb ass could get off.
Yeah, but see, I'm trying to get you to do something where you're not involving your family and people that suffer embarrassment.
And sucking the fun into their lives like I do, yes, agreed. But I will do the snorkeling. I will do it, and I will prove it to you.
Well, prove it to yourself. You don't need
I will, yes. But if you don't have pictures or evidence, it won't happen. Like, you would have to tell me to do it, which you did, so now I'm going to do it.
There you go.
But the roller coasters,
yeah, don't do that.
I'm never going to get there.
Yeah.
Snakes, I'm never going to get there. Okay, and maybe for my last question, I won't take up too much of your time. If one person could play you in a movie of your life, who would it be and why?
I mean, I'd want Donnie Wahlberg to play me.
Really? Hmm. Is that because he knows you so well, or because he reminds you of you?
Well, I think he's a good actor. I think it's the talent.
Oh, yes.
I think I would, and then I think it's something he's watched me for a long time, so I think he could slide into that and be me.
Okay. I can see that. I thought of The Rock, but yeah, Donnie. Well, The Rock, you're laughing.
I'm a little guy. The Rock is
No,
gigantic.
hear me out. No, take the size away. Like when it comes to your fitness routine, your nutrition, your routine, the connection you have with your fans, the things that you try and just pop in once in a while, like the work ethic alone, the dedication, the consistency, all of those things. Like him and Mark Wahlberg are always all about it online. Not that Donnie's not, but like you say, Donnie's busy, Donnie's Blue Buds is amazing, all of that. But the consistency, the dedication, you see where I'm going with that, right? A little bit agree. No, you don't agree?
No.
But I do like Donnie. He's wonderful. Blue Bloods is amazing. I've always watched it. So, but I do appreciate. What was that? Sorry.
The only thing with Mark is he's working out at like 4 a.m, and no one can do that. So
I know 1 a.m. in the morning. I know
it's not necessary. Even if you have a job, you could get up at like 5:30 and like get your workout in, and then get to. You know what I mean? Like
he must be busy between Wahlburgers and life now. I don't know. He's probably just used to it.
During the pandemic, I don't think a lot of people were that busy.
Right. Would Donnie keep up with your workout routine?
Yeah. I mean, he works out hard when he's doing it. He definitely,
Okay. No. Well, I appreciate your time, and I thank you for being so kind. And I hope the next time I get to see you is in person with a hug. So
there'll be a hug involved for sure.
Yes, please. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you've done. This pandemic has brought us closer, I think, New Kids and Blockhead family. I mean, Twitter is one thing, but all the live streams, and I don't really cook that much. I'm not good at it, but I've done yours, and I didn't kill anybody. So I've added cheese to things, garlic. I would never do that before. I'm not a good cook.
Okay, well, maybe that's another thing you could work on.
Yes, I can cook because I always have, but now my kids are moved out. I'm like sad and alone. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have a sandwich today for the 6th day in a row.
You got a lot going on there, so
yeah, no, I know, yeah, but this pandemic I don't like to complain about it because I've accomplished so much because I've had different times and I'm in university and all that sort of stuff. So it's headed up and down for sure, but I'm so grateful for the connection that we now have, and the virtual cruise is amazing. Like I did, like, how are they going to pull this off? And you did, and it was all hours, but it was amazing. So I do appreciate it. So thank you.
Well, thank you, and have a happy new year.
You as well. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Star.
Bye.
Who's next?
Hi, Danny.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I like your beret there. Very nice.
Thank you. It's my signature anytime I'm online.
Nice.
Nice to see you. I'm in sunny San Jose. It's 61 degrees here.
Nice.
So I know you like the hot weather too. So
I do.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. So I have some questions for you.
Okay.
I am a horrible cook. Like, I'm almost 40 years old, and I believed for a long time it's not happening for me. I have been so surprised by your channel that I'm learning stuff. I'm learning stuff about stuff and cooking. So I'm curious if you have any like words of encouragement or basic principles that us newbies or non-believers should really keep close to our hearts when trying out cooking.
I think the one thing to do, because we're all attached to our phones now. So when you're cooking, try to print the recipe out, or, I would say print it out so you can keep your phone to the side. Like maybe have your phone playing music, but because if you're not a good cook and you can't bake and you're distracted while you're cooking, it's going to be a disaster. So you got to pay attention and kind of focus and make the effort like you do when you're making an effort with something you're good at. Like whatever you're good at in your life, you have to focus and like, you know, there's reasons why you're good at doing that. It's probably like dedication and repetition, and you know, it's maybe it's the way you make your living, and it's, you know, you got to focus on it. Maybe bring a little of that into the kitchen and it will be a little easier.
Okay. I can do that. I focus on stuff every day, so I can do that. It would be helpful to know if you are actually intimidated by any food or recipes yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think starting this, there were certain things right away I wanted to learn to do. Like I had never really seared a scallop, which is, you know, but when you go to a restaurant and you have like pan seared scallops, I mean, delicious.
So good.
And I just, you know, kind of looked at a few videos on YouTube and I was like, I could do that, man. And now, like, I probably have scallops like once a week for myself. I just, you know, I get a bunch and then I put them in individual Ziploc bags and then I pull them out and I sear them and I put them over brown rice or whatever, and they're delicious. So that was like something I was kind of didn't think I could do, and the same kind of with salmon, like crispy skinned salmon. I wasn't really sure I could do that. And, you know, I tried it and it was pretty easy to do. So I'm kind of like tackling things like that were kind of out of my comfort zone. And now I'm doing more things and I'll bring it to the show, and, you know, definitely you guys will figure out, oh, that's pretty easy. You know, I can do that. So I'm trying to, you know, I'm testing recipes and testing things in my kitchen so that I can share it with you guys.
Awesome. Awesome. The other thing I really love about your channel is when you talk about your mama. It makes me hug my mom a little extra tight, give her a call. I love that about your channel. I'm curious if you have any idea how your mom or Mrs. Betty would have approached the pandemic.
I think she would have been very safe and kind of been taking care of my dad and, you know, keeping them safe, and she probably would have taken the time to do some of the things that I'm doing, like maybe expand her baking a little bit. Probably she wasn't a great cook, so probably maybe she would have, you know, expanded that a little bit. She wasn't. I mean, I'm always honest about that. I think she would have capitalized on the time, much like I have, because I learned that from her anyway. So I think she would have taken the time and probably expanded like her baking skills a little bit.
Yeah, that's awesome. And speaking of family, the picture with baby Rose was so lovely in my email box for Christmas. What do you love best about being a grandpa?
You know, I if I go back to when they first told me, I was very happy for them, but inside I was like, what the hell, man? I'm going to be a grandfather. You know, I didn't let them see it. And I kind of, you know, had to like kind of check myself. Like, what do you mean, man? This is going to be really good. And I kind of had to check myself. Like, why are you worried about yourself? You know, who cares? And that first initial reaction for me, you know, usually my gut is pretty accurate, but that was one that was like out of panic of just my age, you know what I mean? And where I'm at in my life. And I didn't really look at it the way that I see things now. And is that I'm a young grandfather and I still have friends that are close to my age, just about to have kids for the first time.
Yeah.
And, you know, the thing about being a grandfather is I don't have to do any of the work. I just can actually enjoy her and watch her, you know, grow. And it's awesome. I don't have any of the stress. I don't, you know, it's kind of carefree being a parent. Like, imagine being a parent, just, hey, do whatever you want. Go ahead. And, you know, I was pretty, you know, with my kids, it was discipline and love in equal doses. With Rose, it's just going to be love. I don't have to do any of the disciplining.
Oh, I love that. I'm an auntie to 6 nieces and nephews, and that reminds me of that because I get to return them home when I'm done spoiling them and giving them all the sugar so that they can terrorize their mom and dad. Awesome. So last thing is I want to share my personal rat tail story. My mom actually let me get a rat tail. She was not upset. She took me to the hair salon to actually procure the rat tail. And I literally thought that if I got a rat tail, you guys would fall in love with me. My 9-year-old head was like, if I get a haircut like them, they are going to think I'm so amazing. And that didn't happen. And it took me a couple years to grow out of that. But I will say I love the rat tail. I'm a big fan of it. I think yours was the curliest and the fullest. And I know you hate it. And I also love the 3 stripes, Danny, when you did that in your hair. Oh,
I like the stripes. The stripes was good. The rat tail was just gross. It was like having a slimy snake on the back of my head.
Will you ever do the 3 stripes again? Like for the cruise?
I've done stuff in my head over the years. I mean, especially in the back. Like I've had different haircuts with stuff back there. Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, that's a hot look. Well, thanks for your time, Danny. I feel really blessed to spend time with you today.
Okay, and thank with everyone you. You're wonderful, and have a happy New Year.
You too. Mwah.
Bye. Mwah. Bye.
Okay, you're stuck with me for a few more questions, then we're done. Okay. So I just wanted to clarify, because I know that we've gotten a couple of questions just how we picked people to do the live. And so I just wanted to let everybody know, if you're seeing the girls that are coming on video, it's because they followed the instructions that were on Danny's post that he did on his social media. So if you submitted your questions, we went through them, we picked some good questions, and that was how we picked everyone. So just wanted to clarify that, because we can't pick during the stream. It wouldn't work. So just wanted to let everybody know that really quick. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right. I'm getting a new puppy. Do you have any house training tips?
What do I look like, the dog whisperer? No, man. I mean, like, I travel with Ripley, but since she was a puppy, she was always really good at going on the pads. So it's perfect for me because I can bring her anywhere and she just goes on the pads. And I think from my experience with dogs, the female dogs are easier to train that way. Because now we have Donut. She's a girl and she goes on the pads too and just goes like, and she kind of was easy too to train in the beginning. It wasn't really hard. So maybe just get a female dog.
They're not always easier, but they are easier with the pads. Yeah. Okay. If you were a teenager today, what band's poster would be on your wall?
Probably like Eric B. and Rakim, the Beastie Boys, Run DMC. Yeah, probably all of that stuff.
Good
Old
choice.
school hip hop.
All right. Have you ever had a fan moment where you've met someone? You know what I mean?
I'm not big on that stuff. I mean, we did James Corden and Patrick Stewart was there, and I just had seen Logan, which is the X-Men movie, and he's Professor X. So I was happy he was there, and I got a picture with him, and I got to talk to him, and I just had seen the movie with my kids, and the movies. If you haven't seen Logan, see it. You don't even have to be into superhero movies. It's a great movie, and it's rated R, so it's a little more cutting edge. It's, so I got to talk to him about the movie, but I also had seen a movie a few weeks before called Green Room, where he plays like this bad dude, like he's just evil in it. And so we talked about that too. So it was really cool that I got to talk to him about his work, and he was asking me questions about what we were doing, and he was so impressed that, the longevity we've had. So that was cool, but all famous people aren't like that. So I could really care less. I mean, we've had a lot of famous people tour with us and come to our shows and jump up on the stage. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, they're all cool. But there's always that one that you're like, what the hell, man? Who does that person think they are? So for me, I'm not really big on it. And, I don't have these dreams of like, I wish I could meet this person, or we could do a song with that person, or tour with this person. It's not really my thing.
All right. Let's see here. Do you have any secret recipes that you won't share with anyone?
Nope. I mean, I'm sharing my mother's secrets. So, I mean, if I'm sharing those, there's nothing off limits. Yeah, I'm not going to hold anything back when it comes to the kitchen.
Awesome. Okay. If you were in a movie, would you want to play the supervillain or the superhero?
I think playing the villain is more fun. So I would play a villain for sure. I mean, when you think of some of the great villains, it seems like those parts are just a little more interesting. And then sometimes you have like even Wolverine is edgy and kind of, he wasn't always he wasn't always the hero. So sometimes you got a little bit of both, like Deadpool. Like Deadpool's not like the ideal hero. But for me, I mean, when you see a movie like Silence of the Lambs and you see Anthony Hopkins playing Hannibal Lecter, what do you think was more fun, playing that or being Clarice? I mean, I think Hannibal Lecter was more fun.
All right. Or like American Psycho.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Christian Bale's amazing for sure.
All right. Okay, so with the fans becoming generational, what do you enjoy most about the current fan base as opposed to how it was when you guys first started?
I really enjoyed that we're all grown up and people have their families and their careers, and we can do stuff like this, and it's just conversations. It's just everyone relating to each other on a real level, not a bunch of screaming girls chasing us, around a mall or something. This is just, it's more real, and it's more based off of the people that we've all become. And, I really enjoy it. And that's one of the great things about touring and doing cruises is you get to really connect and spend time with people. So for us, this has always been more than just a fan base. It's, for us, it's family.
Exactly. All right. And the last question, is your kitchen always that neat and clean?
You know what we do, whether it's I'm cooking and Chance and my son and Vega are helping with the dishes, we kind of always, we don't leave piles of dishes. I think we all appreciate having such a great kitchen. It came with the house. I was lucky enough to buy a brand new house like 10 years ago here in Miami. There's things obviously I would have wanted different in my kitchen, but I love my kitchen, and I think of my mom cooking in this little kitchen, back in Dorchester. I mean, it's so small. When I went back to visit the house, like this is probably like 6 or 7 years ago. The people that I sold the house to still owned it, and I got to go back and walk through the house, and it was so small, and especially for 8 people living there. It kind of looks big from the outside, but it's not. And I went into the kitchen and I was like, what the hell? Like, how did she do it? Like, she used like the table that was in the kitchen to like make cookies. It wasn't even a nice table, and there was hardly any counter space to do anything. And, I think back and she was amazing in that little kitchen. And I'm very grateful to have such a beautiful kitchen. And, I think that's why it's not just me. It's my son, when he cooks on his own, like the kitchen, I come back in the kitchen, everything's clean. We just all kind of appreciate it and want to take care of it.
Moms have that magic though in small kitchens.
Yeah. I mean, but come the holidays when she was making like 8 different kinds of cookies, I think back and it was just amazing because she would finish one batch of cookies, she's on to the next. And I remember like the doughs being stacked up in the fridge, and she would just pull them out and make the next one, and then pull the next one out and make the next one in that little kitchen. And pretty amazing. But that's why I feel very grateful that I have such a beautiful kitchen.
You do have a beautiful kitchen.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
All right. Well, that was the last question that I had pulled from the emails that we got. So I'm going to take myself out. I figured you could wish everybody a happy new year. I think one of the questions that we did get a lot of, though, is that a lot of the fans were asking if they could start submitting recipes. They wanted to start sending you stuff. So I figured now we can kind of, if you want to tell them some of, if we're going to take submissions, I figured that might be something we could touch on really quick.
Where would they be submitting stuff, to the website or to?
Yeah, I figured what we'll do is if they want to submit, we'll make a post probably tomorrow so that they can get all the information for how to. But I figured that was something we should touch on just because, otherwise we don't want to have everybody bombarded on social media with, a ton of recipes. So we'll set up a system and put it up tomorrow.
Okay.
Okie doke. All right. I'm going to take myself out and I'll let you say goodnight and then we'll end the stream. Bye.
Bye. I just want to wish everyone a happy new year, happy holidays. I guess as the new year's approaching, we will be taking submissions for recipes, and we'll post on social media how we're going to do that. I would love to share some of your recipes. I also would love to try some of the recipes. It doesn't have to be healthy. It would help if some of them are. I also am pretty good at like taking a recipe and making it healthy. But yeah, it'd be great to start getting your submissions, and I can share that on the show. And then, eventually down the line somewhere, I'd love to have this become a cookbook, that it's our cookbook together with my mom's recipes, your recipes, and mine all together. I think that would make a pretty fantastic cookbook. I miss all you guys. Love you guys. Very hopeful for 2021. Got my fingers crossed that Fenway is going to happen. But, keep in mind, if it doesn't, we're just going to move it to the next year. And then, I'm really very positive on 2022. Like, I think 2022 is going to be a great year. And I think the second half of next year is going to be fantastic with the vaccine coming. I think we all should start being hopeful and positive about what's coming our way, because I think a lot of good things are coming everybody's way, and some kind of normalcy will happen into the spring and into the summer. I miss you guys. I love you. Be back with a new episode next week. Hope you guys are enjoying it, because I am. I love doing it, and I'm going to continue to do it. Marty, me and Jared are talking about ideas when we eventually tour again and doing stuff on the road, maybe with different chefs in different cities, and learning from them. It's something I'm definitely going to do here in Miami. I want to, I have a couple friends that know chefs here in Miami, so I'm going to probably go into their kitchens and learn some things from them. But want to keep doing it, and hope you guys are enjoying it, and have a very, very happy new year. Love you guys. I miss you, and can't wait till we're all together again.